There are so many amazing places throughout the Philadelphia suburbs, but one that we constantly get questions and interest from you guys about is Doylestown, Pennsylvania. If you've never heard of Doylestown, or if you know very little about it, let's go over why this semi-small town is so incredibly popular. Hi there, I'm Corey Benhart, your Philly suburb realtor. All of my contact information is below, and let's get started with the first reason on why people love living in Doylestown, which is the location. Doylestown is located in Bucks County, which is one of the 4 counties that surround Philadelphia. Doylestown is very popular for its location, not only because it's surrounded by other great local towns, but also the very close proximity to major cities, the mountains, the beach, etc. Doylestown is only about an hour to Center City, Philadelphia, and 2 hours from New York City, the Pocono Mountains, and the New Jersey Shore. Doylestown has a population of 8,250 residents, so it is still considered a quaint town, even though millions of people from other parts of the state and the country come to visit Doylestown each and every single year. Another reason why people love living in Doylestown is because of the downtown, and I don't even know where to start with how amazing of a downtown Doylestown has. There are so many great restaurants with every type of cuisine. Downtown Doylestown has some amazing locally owned stores, coffee shops, spas, etc. And everything is all locally owned. That's one of my favorite things about Doylestown, is that besides the Starbucks that's in the center of town, every other shop, restaurant, bar, coffee shop, everything is completely locally owned mom and pop shops. A couple of years ago, a large chain restaurant tried to open up a storefront in downtown Doylestown, but residents were so against it that they canceled the plans to even open it. The residents here are so supportive of locally owned businesses. It's truly amazing. Doylestown has some great nightlife with bars, live music, etc. But if you're looking for more of the dance club scene, then you'll have to go to Philadelphia, where there's plenty of that. One of the most well-known things about why people love living in Doylestown is because of the housing. Living in Doylestown offers so many different types of housing, such as if you wanted to live in a 1 or 2 bedroom condo in the center and the heart of Doylestown with walkability to just about everything that you would need, Doylestown has that. If you would prefer a townhome or single family home neighborhood with a bit more space and spread out and not in the center of town, Doylestown has that as well. If you're looking for a home with tons and tons of acres with plenty of space and privacy, you could also rely that Doylestown has that. And also Doylestown does have quite a bit of luxury housing as well. The thing about Doylestown is there's kind of 2 different parts of Doylestown. There's Doylestown Borough, which is the center and the heart of Doylestown, full of the shops and the restaurants and all of that. And then there's Doylestown Township, which is a bit further out from the borough, where there's more neighborhoods and things are more spread out and wide open, and the houses are a bit bigger and more land, etc. If you're looking for maybe a bit of a smaller home and you don't really need acres upon acres of land and you want the walkability, then Doylestown Borough might be best. But if you're looking for land and you want to cut your grass every Saturday and takes you, an hour or so, and you want tons of privacy and you want to do additions and all of those things to your home, well then Doylestown Township might be best. Because the homes in the borough have the luxury and the convenience of being able to walk to just about everything, that convenience does come with a bit of a higher price tag. So if you're looking to spend, let's say, $1 million on a home, you can certainly do that in both the borough and the township, but the homes look quite different. Keep in mind, I'm just using $1 million as an example. Not every house is $1 million or even close to it. So depending on what your budget, I don't want you to completely discount Doylestown. But just for this example, let's take a quick look at 2 different homes, one in the borough and one in the township, and kind of just give you a better idea of what the difference in the housing is between these 2 different areas within Doylestown. Here's a home in the center of Doylestown with amazing walkability. It's fully updated, so that's how they got the price that they did. It's 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and right under 3,800 square feet. Also, every home in the borough is not as eccentric as this Victorian style home is. So comparing that home to one in Doylestown Township, which will have a lot more yard space, but maybe not as convenient of a location, let's take a look at this one, which sold for $1.1 million. It is 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, right over 4,800 square feet, and was built much more recently in 2018. Of course, this home is in a neighborhood, so you can anticipate a lot more greenery space, and although it is in a neighborhood, you are maybe somewhat close to your neighbor. Just on this specific example, there are homes with plenty of space between each home, but homes in the borough might not have the grass between each home and the larger backyards, etc. Instead of complete walkability to everything you might need, this one is a short drive just to the center of Doylestown. The next very important reason why people love living in Doylestown is because of the school district. Doylestown and the surrounding towns are serviced by Central Bucks School District, which is ranked the first best district in Bucks County, the 11th best in the Philadelphia area, the 17th best in the state, and the 225th best in the entire country. According to niche.com, Central Bucks School District has an overall rating of A+, with also an individual A+ score for the overall academics, teachers, college prep, administration, and food. There are a total of 17,000 students in the district, spread out over so many different elementary, middle schools, all leading up to 3 different high schools. Another very unique reason why people love living in Doylestown is because of the history. Doylestown dates all the way back to 1745, and it started to become developed in the early 1800s, with the first building being the big white building in the center of town, which is still standing today. In 1856, the railroad was installed in Doylestown, which still goes back and forth to Philadelphia, still to this day, multiple times a day. The 2 most well-known historic buildings in Doylestown is Fonthill Castle and Mercer Museum, which both date back to the very early 1900s. Both were owned by Henry Mercer, and both can still be toured to this day. Since a lot of homes in the borough are quite old and historic, most of the homes in the borough have historic plaques right on the front of the home with the names of the original owners and what year the house was built, which I think is a very cool historic touch to some of the homes in the borough. Another great reason why people love living in Doylestown is because of the very strong sense of community. Doylestown is known for its yearly festivals, exhibits, concerts, etc. Just to name a couple of the most popular events in Doylestown that happen each year, we have the annual bike race, the car show, Oktoberfest, the annual Decorate the Town event where people volunteer to put up the Christmas tree and lights all throughout the center of town, the annual Christmas tree lighting, which is over 100 years old, the Fall Food Truck Fest, the Arts Fest, where a bunch of local artists set up tents all throughout the streets of Doylestown all weekend long, and all the streets are shut down so people can walk through and shop the artwork of local artists. And so many more great things to do each and every single year and within the community. The walkability, of course, is another major reason why people love living in Doylestown. Philadelphia Magazine recently ranked Doylestown as the most walkable suburb in the entire Philadelphia metro area, with a walkability score of 96 out of 100. If you want to live in a place where you can walk to just about everything that you need, or if you just want to be a short drive from a center of town environment where the walkability is very high, I would highly suggest that you consider Doylestown. If you're ready to make the move to Doylestown or anywhere within the Philadelphia metro area, I would love to help you. I specialize in helping people move to this great area and find their perfect Pennsylvania home. All of my contact information is below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.